Hi YouTube, it's Kathy. Where the hell is the time gone? So a big trend over here on the booktube is making goals for the year, and then obviously if you're me, you completely forget about the goals for the year, and then you look back on them and see if you actually did what you thought you were going to be able to do. Now, to be honest, I didn't completely forget my goals. I knew that my goals were coming. I definitely at least remember some of what I had intended to do last January. But I definitely know there's at least one big thing on this list I never did. But first, let's pull up my booktube goals for 2021 and see what they were together, shall we? I'm sorry if the lighting is going to be off in this video. I'm filming this at a time where the sun is starting to go down. It's actually snowing a lot because apparently we've decided to have winter this year on the west coast of Canada, which just doesn't happen very often. It looks beautiful, but considering our furnace was only fixed today, it's been a little bit of a challenge. Kathy Trithart, 2021 goals. Will that even bring it up? Yes. Okay, cool. Just looking at the thumbnail, which I'll show you, yep, I'm sitting exactly where I am now because, yeah, that makes sense. This is where I live. That's where I lived before. The year before, I can tell you, I was at my parents' house when I shot this because that's my old childhood bedroom. I'll go ahead and link my 2020 and 2021 goals videos down below so you can go back in time with me, but here, let's just go for this. Let's see what this is. Also, I love that that mug is there. I use that mug all the time. The art was made by Wilma from NB Reads, and my roommate last year, I guess technically in 2020, got it made into a mug for me for the holiday season. So, okay. Let's see what 1 year ago me thought was going to happen. Hi YouTube, it's Kathy, and I'm here to react to my 2020 booktube goals and then talk about 2021. Obviously, this year was not what anyone was expecting. It sure was not. To be honest, I haven't looked back at what my goals were for this year since I recorded them last year. Alright, 15 seconds in and I already really know myself. I don't remember what the goals were before, and yeah, it's been a hell of a year. Sorry, Kathy from 2021. Same. I have the vague sense that I had 3 goals, and I know one of them was to read fewer books this year, which, depending on how many books I read last year, I might have achieved and I might have just not achieved. So we're gonna find out together. Okay, so this first bit is obviously me doing what I'm doing right now, so I'm going to skip through a little bit to get to what my goals are. I wonder if I timestamped this. I probably didn't because there would be like 2 timestamps. So no, I didn't. Okay, cool. Let's go through, figure out what my goals were for this year. We were almost done with snow, and now we're getting a bunch more today. That's fine. It looks pretty, and we have a furnace that works now, so it's fine. Before I go any further, I just also want to acknowledge this mug. The image on this mug was my first fan art from they_illustrate on Instagram, and my roommate made it into a mug for me for Christmas, which is just kind of the best thing ever because it's me sitting in front of this wall, and then it's me sitting in front of this wall with this mug of me sitting in front of this wall, which I love it. The other thing I really have to react to about this is, 1, I still had kind of half blue hair at this point, which I miss, and 2, my hair has gotten so much longer during these current times because I've only gotten my roommate to cut it once since everything went down. So it's been almost 2 years where I've only had one haircut, and I'm really missing actually going to my best friend's house, having her bleach and dye my hair. I hope that's a thing that can start up again soon. But we'll find out. As for specific goals for 2021 and what I want to do on my booktube channel, I want to do a lot more of the same. I'm going to continue doing my weekly wrap-ups. I've been doing them for 4 years. They aren't the videos that get the most views on my channel, but they are something that keeps me really loving what I'm doing and making sure that I am checking in with the community, and I love them for that. I do them for me. Other people sometimes watch them, and that's nice. This is pretty much spot on and unchanged. I love doing my weekly wrap-ups. I love that I've been doing them for 5 years. That just is ridiculous to me, and I love it. And it's one of those things where, like, yeah, I can brag about it, but like nobody else cares, and that's kind of fine. I also just started a new notebook. Oh, it got moved at one point and I stopped using it. Oh no, what did I use this notebook for? I wrote down all of the books that I have physical copies of in my library downstairs that I have not read yet. I forgot that I wrote down all of these books. there's going to be a lot more on that list. I actually have to go through all of my physical books and really try to figure out how to read through them because I forget what I have, and also I don't have enough shelf space, so there's just stacks of books in places. And yeah, even though right now is Read Your Shelves, I haven't picked up a single physical book that I already own to read for that, so I'm overwhelmed. I made a whole tag about it this year. I'll link it in places. You should check it out. So that I can make sure to be mindful of trying to include those on TBRs. That's about 113 or 14, I think. It's probably like 140 now. I haven't counted and I'm not going to, but let's see how this goes. Then I also have some prompts written down for some yearly challenges. Okay, this I vaguely remember doing, and I did okay in the first half of the year. So for this specifically, I'm thinking about the Buzzword Reading Challenge. I did really good. I picked out a book for every single one of those things, but then it would get around to another month and I would completely forget to even consider the book that I had picked out for whatever the buzzword was. I like the idea of year-long challenges, but I think I like being able to do them more quickly than the year long. So like, yes, you can do these 12 different things throughout the year, but I would prefer to just knock them out in the first 3 months. Otherwise I forget about them. I make other plans, other readathons come along, all that type of stuff. So I definitely didn't read all of these. The first is the Buzzword Readathon. Every month this year has a prompt, and I have actually written down a book for every single month following all of those prompts, so I'm excited for that. The next year-long challenge is the Read Harder Challenge. Now this one I kept up a little bit more with, but that's because it had a Storygraph challenge, and I would occasionally remember to look at that and kind of consider, hey, have I read anything that I just haven't marked that would fit in any of these categories? And I think I did decently okay. I didn't do every single challenge. I definitely didn't, but I think I did like, actually, let's go look, because, you know, I've got a laptop right in front of me so I can look it up. The Storygraph Reading Challenges Dashboard. Oh, okay, I did 20 out of the 24 prompts, which is pretty good. I am definitely not mad about that. I have also joined the prompts for this year, so I will do that thing again where I periodically go through and kind of look at challenges and be like, wait, I've already read a book that fits this challenge. Or when I have kind of a lull and I can consider taking on more challenge reading, I can look at it and be like, oh yeah, I was definitely going to think about doing this. The reading challenges part of the Storygraph is probably my favorite feature. I don't really use all of the other features. I'll mark books as currently reading or read, but other than that, I don't really use the site, whereas this actually really helps me along and helps me be organized, which is something that one can struggle with. This is something I've been interested in doing every year, but then I never write it down and I never refer back to the list, and then I don't end up doing it. This is an interesting list and I'll link it down below. I have a couple of things decided as to what I'm going to be reading, but a lot of them I'm still wondering what I'm going to be reading for the challenges. And then of course I already have written down for Read Your Shelves, which is happening all throughout January, and I'm going to want to read as many books as I can from my own personal library, which it's helpful that I wrote them all down so I can think about the book and what it might fit in these categories. Just as an aside, I'm really happy that I decided not to have any specific challenges for Read Your Shelves this year because I'm exhausted. Something in my kitchen just did something weird. And I just want to be able to read without... It was funny because I was going to say I don't want to feel challenged while I'm reading, which is kind of the opposite. Like, I do like having challenges, I do like pushing myself in reading, but also I read for fun, as we all should. So it only makes sense to me that I should make some time for reading for pleasure and without specific challenges in mind. I'm also, of course, working on my TBR for the Rent Readathon, which is happening the 17th to the 23rd. That is coming up in February this year. We made it a month-long event that will be linked down below. As I alluded to earlier, there is also a new series that I will be starting on my channel. I don't quite have everything in place to announce it yet, but it is another type of reading vlog. I'm gonna stop it right here because this is the thing that I know that I didn't do. I have a lot of the things in place to be able to do it. I have all of the books I need. I have a few props or set piece type things that I've picked up. But here's the thing. I'm really excited about the idea of me doing it and the idea of people actually enjoying it and looking forward to these videos. However, the reality is I feel like nobody else is going to watch these videos. They are going to be a lot of work, and I felt trepidation all year about taking on this incredibly long project, and then by the end of it just feeling like I'm just completing it because I said I was going to do it, instead of completing it because anybody else cares. Calm your tits. So here's what I think I'm going to do. I am going to tell you what the idea for this was. And if 100 people in the comments of this video tell me that they would actually watch that series, I will start making that series in 2022. However, as I'm going to assume, because half the time 100 people don't even watch my videos, this will probably just be a way of me getting myself off the hook about making these videos, because I have felt very, very guilty that I haven't started this because I am really excited about it, but it can be very difficult to start a project, want people to engage with it, and then just that not be a thing. So, okay, dropped my headphones. Here is what that project was going to be, and could be, should it become popular enough that 100 people or more tell me in the comments they would actually want to watch it. I own all 56 of the original Nancy Drew books. I would like to do a project where I do a review of every single one of those books, also giving context to the behind the scenes of the creation of the Nancy Drew franchise. Of course, if it were popular, I might also branch into watching some of the movies or doing some of the chapter books, the stuff that came out after the original 56 books. But this project, the one I was talking about in this video, is specifically me talking about each one of these books. I was going to do an introduction with some of the background information. Every video was going to be a plot synopsis, a review, what I thought about the characters in this book. I was also going to show you each edition that I have, because they are very old books. I had almost all of them at the beginning of last year, and then I ordered the last 10 that I didn't have off of a website that dealt with older books. And I'm excited that I have a full set. They all don't perfectly match, but I'm excited that I have a full set of the original 56. But I am very scared that nobody else will care about this. So, as I said, if you want to watch this, let me know down below. If you don't want to watch this, I guess that is also good feedback. But other than that, I'm going to go on to the rest of what I was saying in this video. As for goals as to how many books I'll read this year, I want to keep it around what I did this year. I definitely don't want to surpass the 269 from last year that I completely forgot happened. Yeah, I forgot that that happened. I forgot that I had read 269. I think the 269 was in 2019, and then in 2020 I did like 235 or something. I don't know. Let's go to Goodreads and see if it'll tell me. Goodreads isn't a perfect thing because sometimes it doesn't log my rereads and stuff like that, but let me just look at it so I can feel relatively competent that I've got similar enough numbers here. Yeah, so in 2020, Goodreads is saying 226, so it's probably more like 230. I don't know exactly what the number was because I'm not gonna go look it up. But in 2019, yeah, that was the year I did 269. In 2018, it was about 230. In 2017, it was 201. I remember that one because that was my first one where I was like, my goodness, I read over 200 books this year, and it's been the same since then. I don't know at this point how much of that breakdown I just had while I was watching the video is going to make it through editing, but I completely forgot. I thought I just had to not get to 237. 237 would have been the other one. Okay, yeah. As for other goals, in addition to my new secret project that I can't tell you about, I think I'm going to want to do at least one new type of video this year. I just haven't decided what format that's going to be and what I want it to be. However, obviously, if you know this channel, I'm still going to be doing probably way too many readathons because I love doing TBRs, I love fulfilling the prompts, all of those types of things. So I will be looking out for new readathons in the future. I'll do some old favorites again, assuming they're happening this year. And all in all, I'm really excited to go into this next year of my booktube adventure. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. As for a new type of video, I started my library scavenger hunts. I know I started it later in the year, but I think that was kind of me realizing that maybe the Nancy Drew thing wasn't going to work out, even though I came up with an excellent title for it actually. Maybe that will push some of you over the edge. The title I came up for that series is Keen Observations. I even made a Twitter account for when I finally did the project, and haven't done the project. It's weird how much I can be disappointed in myself for not doing something that I'm pretty sure nobody would watch. It's a weird way we live. So yeah, those were my goals for this year. I did okay. I read about the same amount. I continued doing readathons. I started a new type of video. I went on a cross-country tour while doing this as well. I'm still doing those videos. I think I probably have about 7 more of those to edit. Probably. So those will be coming out as I feel like editing them, to be quite honest. I don't think I have many people in my comments screaming that the series isn't done yet, which is another reason why doing keen observations just feels like something that will maybe possibly break my heart. As for goals for 2022, I would like to feel less overwhelmed. Honestly, a numbered goal when it comes to how many books I'm reading, I'm happy if I do over the 100. If I do less than the 200 I've been doing consistently for the past 5 years, I might be slightly crushed, but I would probably be a lot more well-rested and happier with what I'm reading, so I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how vulnerable to be about this, but something in my heart, an unsaid goal of the year was hopefully getting over 3,000 subscribers, and that didn't happen, and I really don't know what to do with that. That's not something I can control. I am quite honestly busting my ass every time I post a video. I put it in all of the places. I'm trying to make all the friends, trying to make all the connections. I'm trying to do so many things for the community. And if that number doesn't reflect that, that's not something I can actually fix. You can put all of your effort into something and still not affect things in a grand scheme, and that's difficult. So when it comes down to it, I know that January is the time where people make these grand things, where they're gonna do all the things. They're gonna join a gym or whatever people do, but you know what? What it really comes down to is I want to keep making my weekly entertainment wrap-ups videos. I think I'm possibly the person with the longest running weekly series on BookTube. If there's somebody who's been doing it longer and just as consistently, because I haven't missed a single week in 5 years, please let me know, because I would love to check out that person's channel. I will also keep doing readathons. I love readathons. I might do less readathons this year just because I'm starting to feel burnout, but we'll see. I'll probably end up shoving a bunch more in there because why not? They're fun, they're interactive, they're cool, you get to talk to other people, you get to pick out all these books. But I do think over the year I want to prioritize not only the anticipated releases that I have as ARCs, which I did a whole video about that, but the physical books I currently have in the house. And I think that's about it. I don't think I have any other big bookish goals at this point. Obviously that can change over time. A couple months from now I might be really into this brand new project and I'll be very excited about it, but for right now, I'm kind of okay with just chilling out and reading whatever I want to read and then telling you about it on a weekly and monthly basis, and then whatever videos I want to put up, because I like putting up as many videos as I feel like putting up. For example, I started the year out strong by doing 4 videos in the first 4 days. In fact, I'm filming this on the 5th and I kind of feel like I want to get it up today just so I can say 5 and 5, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to edit this tomorrow. And with that, I've got about 30% of a book left that I would really like to get back to, so I'm going to end this video here. If you have any thoughts on these goals, or you have goals of your own that you would love to tell me about, please let me know down in the comments below. On the way down to the comments, if you hit that subscribe button, that would be very nice of you. If you don't feel like leaving a comment but want to make sure that I know you're here, just leave me an emoji or a smiley face if you happen to be on your keyboard. You can like and share this as you see fit, and I will see you very soon. Bye!